Okay, hi guys. Sorry, today has been a mess. I It's not all my fault, but Abbas Moment did go to sleep, and Part did have technical difficulties. But without any further ado, we are going to get into the review. Except that we seem to have lost all our viewers. So while I just start waking up everyone on Twitter and Instagram, let me add my co-reviewers to the chat. So that's Pooja. Say hi, Pooja. All
Hi,
right.
Pooja.
Hi, Pooja. Excellent. That is Abbas. And
Hello, good morning.
Abbas, can you tell us why you were sleeping for all? I mean,
No,
just because I got so stressed out.
I had a long day at work, and if you're in Mumbai, you know that once you enter AC in Bombay right now, you just wanna lie down on the couch. And
What a
I
beautiful
was like,
place.
I closed my eyes at 10 o'clock. I was like, I'll just take a quick 15-minute nap, and by 10:15, I'll start setting up for Kajol's life. And then your phone call woke me up, and I was like, oh shit.
All right. And we have Parth who will be joining. Oh, there he is.
Hi,
Can
hi,
you
hi,
hear
hi.
us, Parth? Can you hear us?
Yes, I
All
can.
good?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry. And Kajal gave the backstory when nobody asked for. It's exactly what Gangubai did in the opening.
Okay. Now, yes, Tarun, I know I nearly shared the StreamYard link. We had people who came on the StreamYard chat. It was sad. But now everything is all good. So, Sankalp will be joining us in 10 minutes. But before we start, let me just say that Gangubai Kathiawadi runs for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm someone who has binged 8 episodes of Ozark in a sitting, and I still found Gangubai too long. Okay, at some point, it just feels like you're watching it forever. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go around to each of you, and you can just start by telling me what you feel about the movie, and then we can all chip in. It's going to be a very open discussion. For people who haven't seen it, there will be spoilers, but there's not much that happens in the
Yeah,
movie.
there's nothing to spoil except for one thing which I was shocked by, which I'll mention.
All right. So let me start with Pat. Pat, tell us.
So I think you started with me because I have seen the least amount of that film. I I almost did it like an exam to enter this stream, and now I'm wondering what to do about it. But I think you want me to tell me like exactly कैसा लगा फिल्म देख के?
Yeah, just go for it. Tell us whether you liked it, didn't like it, what you didn't like, and we'll
So
start
whatever,
chipping in.
हाँ, तो मैंने सिर्फ 50 मिनट देखे फिल्म के, and then I scrolled past, and I think it is horrible, and and I think the most overworked person in the on that set was that दिया वाला, because मैंने हर जगह सिर्फ दिए ही देखे, कुछ 500 दिए हर एक फ्रेम में जल रहे, जो जनरली बंसाली के फिल्म में जलते, and there was so much dialogue bazi, so much dialogue bazi. Oh my god.
It's too
I think
filmy,
we,
na?
yeah. I think, and the dialogues were just like in reverse gear, कि गंगूबाई प्यार से क्या प्यार में प्यार को गाली प्यार उनको गाली लगती है और गाली भी उसका प्यार लगता है. And nobody is asking for this. All of this, like people are just talking कि मुझे ब्रश करना है. ब्रश तो सब करते हैं पर टूथपेस्ट सब what the hell is happening, bro? Like तुमको हाँ जरूरत ही नहीं है. एंड देन लाइक कि मैं छेक ठीक से घस, वो मसाज भी कर रहा है तो उसको भी डायलॉग्स कि अभी भी 6-9 दिख रहा है, 9-6, लाइक ब्रो गेट अ लाइफ, लाइक
So
what the hell is happening.
one thing which really put me off from the beginning was that the entire thing looked like a set. Okay, for someone who has been to Kamatipura, it just looked too clean and
Yeah,
too too much like Film City. So it
yeah.
it just didn't make anything seem real. Guys, both of you can comment on various aspects. Don't worry about that. So what did y'all think about the set?
I agree. It didn't have the Bombay charm to it, which should have been there. I mean, if your geographical premises form a part of your plot, then it should feel like it, right? It
And I think
didn't. Like you,
you've lived near Kamatipura.
yeah. Yeah, I was in a hostel, in a Jain hostel near Kamathipura.
All right.
So it's a melting pot without onion.
Okay. Radhe Charwak is like, I was jealous of the clean roads in the movie. I want a flat in the red light area. Nice.
I think first I thought it's a red light area because there were lights की दुकान everywhere. Like वो जो
Yes.
लड़का है उसके बाजू में भी लाइट की दुकान है. फिर उधर झूमर लटक रहा है. फिर ईद में इतने दिए इतने. I was just like कि इतने लाइट क्यों है? And then you have a dialogue like कि नहा मैं रही हूँ पर गीला तुम हो रहे हो. I
Oh
thought
yeah.
नहा मैं रही हूँ गीले तुम हो रहे हो. Like you're getting wet का सबसे cleanest बंसाली version. It's like I want Bansali to make a porn film. It will be great. I want to see the dialogues उसमें कैसे आता है फिर.
Okay. Let's move into Abbas. Abbas, what is your take on the movie?
So, I didn't see this film in theaters. I saw it on Netflix. But you know what? I think Gangubai is being called like the second highest grossing
Just one second.
Bollywood
Abbas, can you
film.
adjust your mic thoda sa? It's a little blurry.
Hello, hello.
A little
Can you
blurry
hear me
still.
now? Hello,
Chalega. Go for it.
hello. I'll adjust the volume, but for now, I was saying that it was being promoted as the first female-led 100 crore earner and this and that. So I thought, you know what, I wasn't interested in the movie, but I thought कि कुछ तो होगा फिल्म में इतना बोला है तो. But then I was so disappointed to see it. Like everything you guys mentioned, it. See, the one thing Bhansali is known for is set design and art direction. Okay, मतलब उसमें he failed here. Like is like Parth mentioned, there's just one gully where everything is happening. The abuse is also happening in the same gully. Then the same gully has lights and everything. Then Ajay Devgan is also in the same gully. Then there are like three different Garba songs in that. And
Yeah.
there is no like the film doesn't have any ठहराव in it. So one scene will be like, oh my god, like the life of sex workers is so hard and painful. But let's also play Garba while we're at it. You know, I'm like, where is the give me some little bit of like something. And you know what? I was not aware of Gangubai Kathiawadi's story. So whenever you Google anything, you'll see this very old lady who fought for the rights of sex workers, right? So I thought, okay,
Yeah.
maybe for the bulk of the movie, they've shown the young version of her and how she struggled, and we are seeing that in the trailer. And as the movie goes along, her hair will get gray, and they'll put some prosthetics of on Alia Bhatt. No, Alia Bhatt is exactly the same in 1950s, in 1960s, in 1970s, and the world is also the same. Nothing changes.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
period film, but there is absolutely nothing. And in the end, like Nehru shows up from somewhere. I'm like, what is happening? There
Before I
is,
come to Pooja, just one second. I'll come back to
yeah.
you. Before I come to Pooja, I just want to tell people who've not seen the movie about the movie. So it is about Gangubai Kathiawadi, who is a girl. She's a daughter of a lawyer in Kathia. In where is she from? Parth? Which part of
Ka-
Kathiawadi is she?
Kathiawadi is basically like an entire Saurashtra area. It's just that she comes from that place, so the people who belong to that clan say usko Kathiawadi bolte hain. So
Okay.
people who are from Saurashtra, which is Jamnagar, Bhavnagar, I think Junagadh, Porbandar, these are all Kathiawad
Okay.
और गुजराती काठियावाड़ी. और मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि हम ऐसे बात करते हैं. शाहरुख की तरह. अरे मेरे को माइक नहीं पहनना चाहिए था. इट्स लाइक अ
Yeah.
लिटिल बिट ऑफ शाहरुख. और मैंने पूरी फिल्म में 50 मिनट में ये वो जो गंगू का ये क्रॉस देखा ना, मुझे लगा
Huh.
उधर जाके ओ लिख दूं. मेरे पास इतना टाइम था ना कि मैं उसमें खेल सकता हूँ.
Okay.
Oh God.
Since Parth
Sorry.
is also Kathiawadi, Parth, what do you think of Alia Bhatt's Gujarati accent? Or
मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा काजल. तुमने मेरे को पूछा. I think so. See, I think we have Kathiawadi is one of the I think very heaviest, one of the heaviest accent in Guj. मतलब हम लोग I remember when I used to go. I am born and raised in Bombay. But when my parents used to take me when 4 year 3 year old, मैं जूनागढ़ जाता था, वो लोग इतनी गाढ़ी गुजराती बोलते थे कि मुझे आधी पता भी नहीं चलता. And they judge people who come take even अहमदाबाद गुजराती या शहर की गुजराती. So ये तो कुछ अलग ही था. And I know why it was done, because so that people generally understand the flavor and all. I think he did a little bit of that in Ram Leela also and stuff like that. And plus I think he's very influenced by that because we are also known for a lot of music and stuff. So he infuses that. Bansali does a lot of Kathiawadi, udhar ke singers, or Kirtidan he had taken in one of the songs and all of that. So I think he's very influenced with that part of music and that part of wo. But I think isme
नहीं
genuinely,
पर
and I love Bansali.
एक गाना समझ में आता. Why do you need to put three Garba songs in one
हाँ
movie?
सच में.
And that's also a movie about struggle. I'm like, why are you
Yeah,
dancing in the middle of your struggle?
yeah,
Okay, no,
But
but
sure.
Garba aside, I now my aunt is Gujarati. Okay, she's married a Gujarati. I'm very familiar with the dialect since a kid. Alia
yeah,
Bhatt does not even try to go into the dialect. Her main contribution is Gadhedo. That
yeah.
is all she inserts.
हाँ.
And in
और
between,
बा बा
somewhere
इसको भी ए बा
in some place,
ए बा.
Eh,
I
ba.
don't know where,
Eh, ba, Jayashree.
somewhere, but her Bombay accent just slips out in some places. Like
Yeah, she's totally
talking.
she's playing Sobo Gangubai. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, anyway, come back to the story. So Gangubai, sorry, her name is Ganga at that time. She's a very young 16-year-old girl, and she falls in love with her father's accountant, whose name is Ramnik. And Ramnik tells her that we'll go to Bombay and you'll become a heroine, and I'll make you
I
a
don't
heroine.
think any Ramnik ever has played like a good guy in any Hindi film. But the moment I hear the name
yeah, yeah,
Ramnik,
yeah.
I'm like, there's something
Yeah.
up with this guy. Like, no
Sorry, all
offense to any
Ramniks
Ramnik.
end up at Kavatipura. So sorry.
So she takes her to Kamatipura and sells her off for $1,000. And she doesn't eat for 2 days. She's like really sulking and all of that. And then suddenly she makes up her mind that she will just go with it, whatever, what we were saying of us.
So I have a question. What era is all this happening? I assumed it
I
was
think
the
around
1950s.
60s, na? 60s
No, no,
Mumbai,
no, no, no,
right?
no, it's not even.
The
It's
only time I
1930s, I
No,
think.
no.
no. The
Why?
only time I got some sense of what time it is when they screen a Gurudat movie, and I'm like, okay, this is somewhere around the late
So it
50s
is
or something.
Karim Lala's tenure, na? Karim Lala Bombay में कब
1960s.
राज?
Yeah,
1960s.
but
Yeah, see,
they
60s
don't they
Mumbai.
don't name Karim Lala. It's just something you have
Of
to
course they don't.
assume came out.
But Karim Lala was. It is bhai, mere bhai.
Okay, now let's
There
come to
is
Karim.
another
She should
Because
have
I come
taken
to
the
there is
she should have taken the
there is
gutka
another
business.
time device. There's another time device, I think, during the wedding scene when the camera pans in, you see Mughal Azam ka poster on the side and
Ah,
Chaudhary ka
that's
Chand.
60s.
We all were noticing
Yeah.
all
So
of that.
I know. Pooja is
sub
like,
We had a lot of
hey,
time, na? वो
that
तो ऐसे
reminds
ही.
me of the time I saw a Mughal Azam poster at Kamati.
Oh, wait. I'll come to you, Pooja. I'm just finishing the
Can I
story.
say one thing before you continue, Kajal?
Yes.
I'm just glad that Karim Lala did not enter with one leg on each car in his entrance scene.
Okay, now, okay, now, to tell you all who Karim Lala is, it's a certain actor who's very fond of our Rashtra Bhasha. Ajay Devgan plays a benevolent don.
Who
So
is Karim
Gangu,
Lala? Think of the most cliche Muslim Don character. That's Karim Lala.
That's Karim Lala.
yes, very cliche. So basically, one night Gangubai gets beaten up by one of his henchmen. He rapes her. So she goes and asks for protection from Karim Lala, who magnanimously gives it and makes her his sister. And from that point on, I think the movie just goes into coma because this happens in the first 20 minutes, and then when I next
I beg to
registered
differ,
something,
but continue, Kajol. I have a point where I was
wait,
woken
okay.
up again. Yes.
Can
So
someone
anyway,
just tell me what just happened to Alia in that Ramnik backstory? Why was she acting like this? Was she normal? Something
Yeah,
happened. Was she
why she
smoking?
do Ramnik bad
Why
like
was
that,
she
man?
hamming? Like she's like, hey,
Why you
acting
leave
mat
the
kar.
man Ramnik hanging?
Okay, Pooja, coming to you. Now tell us what you thought about the movie.
Okay, so same thing. I was also excited. There was so much hype around the movie, and I again saw it on Netflix. And I actually reserved time over the weekend. Ki, this slot is for Gangubai, and I'm sitting and watching. Why is this not ending? Why is this not ending? And then I fell asleep in the meantime. And then I wake up to Nehru on screen. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? So I went back and I relived. And I was like, okay, none of this makes sense. I mean, I was expecting a lot more. I have learned to expect less now while going to the movies. But I was expecting a lot more and clearly was disappointed. And I don't know exactly why. Probably that's what we're going to figure out now.
I think Nehru was there so that they can blame the movie flopped.
But it didn't, Parth. It didn't.
It
It
did
didn't.
Didn't.
It didn't flop.
turntables.
No,
अरे
it's
हम
actually
सब
the
लोग
second
गए थे.
highest grosser of
Okay, now wait. Now
2020.
there's
कांदिवली
this.
गया था वहाँ.
Shut up.
I'm just going to speak like this now in my entire life. मेरे
But
को
I
नहीं सुनता.
actually, on that accent, I have one question. Um, Aila as a word, I thought it was a very Marathi thing to say. Is it a Marathi thing, or do people in Gujarat also say Aila?
It's a Ela. 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 Parth is a bhakt. Somebody said. Yeah.
Participant.
I am the worst Gujarat model, by the way. Anyways. so,
So when she
so
realizes she has her mother's cupboard keys, either she was trying to say Ella or whatever it is that you said, and the Bombay person came out and it sounded like Ayla. But I'm nitpicking
God,
too much.
you all
Kajol,
went into
please
the
go
nitty
first.
gritties. You all went into the nitty gritties. Okay. Now I okay. Now there's this.
डिटेलिंग तो तब करेंगे जब फिल्म अच्छी हो. Like you go into the nuances, you go into the layers, you go into the uh, scene breakup. इसमें तो यार मतलब I think it's a good content for stand up. That's
It's a boring content, yeah. It's literally a movie I had to stop halfway. Now wait. Now there's a part where she stands for election in Kamatipura, and she's contesting against Razia Bai. Okay. Now do you all remember the entrance of Razia Bai?
oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's coming on this truck, showering coins.
Ah,
Like किसी को लगा नहीं कह रही मार क्यों रहा है रजिया वोट नहीं दूंगा तेरे को मैं.
Throughout the movie, people in Kamatipura are only showering things from above. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know who that.
No,
Again
but
just
Razia
to show
Bhai,
that रुपया गिर.
it's almost like in the movie someone was like, "अरे Sanjay sir, second act तो कुछ सोचा ही नहीं," and then Sanjay sir was like, "Okay, let's just create this character called Razia Bhai," because she just comes out of nowhere, just to fight elections. There is no background of what is the rivalry between Gangubai and Razia Bhai, who is what. She's just there, and विजय राज was like कि मेरे को तो critics award चाहिए बाबा तो मैं मतलब I will just I will eat up the scenery with whichever scene I am in, and he gets his three scenes of chewing the scenery, and
कब
then
तक
Razia Bai
slice of
gone,
life
and
ads.
then yeah, and then Razia Bai is in the end applauding Gangubai because in case you
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
तो वो इलेक्शन था किस चीज का? प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ कमातीपुरा हाउ?
I
What?
also
No,
thought
they have
it.
it. एरिया का होता है ना यार क्लास के मॉनिटर भी होते हैं ऐसे तो एरिया के होता है. So, तुमको अपना
Is
अपना
there
कुछ
such a post?
चाहिए यार.
Is there?
No, I'm not saying you can't have a president. I mean, there could have been some context, right? You're trying to bring in politics and then you tease and go away. Isn't that life? But okay.
What is this? Razia Bai uses gajras as nunchucks to
To
using
using
coins
coins as
as
artillery shells is small change for her. ये
That
full
sounds like a
war
much
language
better
में ये
movie. Yeah.
बहुत follow कर रहा है ये. Municipal
Okay.
elections. No, it was not
Um,
municipal. It was.
okay. Now my
No,
my
no,
my
I mean, Pooja is right. It just says president of Kamatipura. I don't
yeah.
know
No, it was a
what
committee election, like society
president
के
of what. I
society
don't know.
का security, society के uncle जो society elections होते हैं ना, I
But
think
stop
might be
trying to
that.
defend the
ऐसा
movie.
हम खुद को सांत्वना दे के आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Yeah, yeah,
Tarun Kaushik is like municipal elections.
yeah. तो.
Possible. Okay.
Okay,
Now
fine.
let's talk about the love interest. Okay. There is a love interest in the movie. Who would like to take that? Any thoughts on the Taylor's son who plays her love interest?
Taylor's
I think
nephew.
Shantanu should stick to dance.
Okay, tell me about Shantanu. He's a dancer.
Yeah, he's been in Nach Baliye, I think. I don't know, one of these
I'll tell you
films.
where he started. So I used
Yeah,
to have
he
a
started.
huge crush on this guy, okay? Huge crush. Like probably one of the reasons I moved to Bombay, that kind of crush, okay? And he
You
is a
moved. Oh
humble
God,
boy. Oh my God. Wait, I should
Sankalp Singh.
pause.
Our
Hello, hello,
fantasy
Sankal.
hello.
is
I
also
couldn't
here,
have
guys.
missed this. I couldn't have missed this.
Woo,
Sankalp in the house.
woo, woo.
Sankalp, do we have visuals or is it just your voice?
Sorry?
Do we have
We
your
can't see
camera
you.
on?
Yeah, just a second. Just a second.
Okay. In the meanwhile, Pooja, finish.
Yeah, so he's a humble boy from middle class family from Kolkata. And he came to Bombay to study in HR college. And then he was dancing in one of those Malhar fests. And then he
और
was
फिर पूजा
spotted
एक
by
सेकंड फिर पूजा ने बोला कि डांस तुम कर रहे हो और बीट्स मैं दे रही हूँ सारे
and then he played this character called Swayam on this show called Dil Dosti Dance on Channel V. And he was the
Oh, okay.
definition of
God.
a stalker and a person who simps a lot. And then I grew up.
Thank you, Sunita, for asking what we all
Are you
wanted to ask.
stalking me, Pooja?
Pooja, you seem really into this guy.
Yeah, you're
I
stalking me.
was. I was. And sometimes मेरा बचपन का प्यार ऐसे जाग के आता है. Like I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, Swayam. But then I moved on. So that was his character.
But isn't he बचपन का प्यार still like? I thought वो स्कूल बस में जा रहा होगा. Bhansali is like he's good. Like let's pick him as a hero.
Cute
Oh,
too.
Sankalp is here.
Hi.
Sankalp.
Hello, hello.
Okay, Sankalp is logging in from a film set. He
No,
is
no,
dying.
film set.
God.
I'm home, home. I'm home. I've reached.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sankalp,
Name is like this.
We were talking about how awesome this film is, and it is
Yeah.
supposed to be the best in the decade. Is what we are just.
yeah,
Yeah,
we all
only
just
2
love
years
it.
into the
I
decade,
think the
but I don't
layers
think
that were
anybody can
there.
top this.
Yeah.
हाँ कुछ ज्यादा ही layers है. Layers of darkness.
Okay, let's take
Right?
Tarun's question.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion. The love interest part looked like modern pedophilia. From which
Oh
angle, Tarun?
God.
I
Agreed.
mean, the
Agreed.
mental
Yes.
age of Gangu seemed a lot more than the Taylor's son. Okay.
More
Um,
than about even the forget the mental age. Like आलिया भट्ट खुद इतनी उसके मुकाबले बड़ी लग रही थी. वैसे तो उतनी बड़ी नहीं लग रही थी, but लड़के के हिसाब से काफी बड़ी थी यार आलिया भट्ट. It actually looked like pedophilia. He's absolutely right here.
No, I think Tarun is making it interesting in his own head because the director just left it. कि यार तुम audience मजे करो. मैंने कुछ इसमें.
But I feel that love interest part जो है वो कहीं से मेरे को कहीं I don't know why was it there in the movie. उससे कोई emotional connect ही नहीं हुआ. उन दोनों का affair था ठीक है. Gangu was even better off without love, I suppose. I mean, not that she doesn't deserve love. Great, but उसके बाद उसका love interest आने के बाद वो किसी और से शादी करता है और वो उसकी शादी में जाके बैठ
गरबा
के
करती है.
हाँ गानों का एंजॉय कर रही है. तो संजय बंसाली ने सोचा था कि पता नहीं ये देख के तो ओ माय गॉड
तो
ऑडियंस
शादी करवाई भी तो भट्ट दीदी ने थी. तो इसके लिए तो बिल्कुल भी वो नहीं हुआ सिंपैथी. उसी ने
नहीं
जाके बोला कि तुम लोग करा लो.
नहीं मेरे को वो इमोशनली जमा ही नहीं वो कहीं से भी.
yeah, there
कोई
was
कोठे वाली किसी के घर की
Sunita
बहू
is
कैसे
asking
बन
why did
सकती
he
है.
marry without any opposition? It's because he was still a child. He couldn't make a decision. Idiot.
okay. Ishita saying this part wasn't there in the book. I would assume so, Ishita, because this guy didn't exist. But
The story wasn't
But
there.
what all was there in the book, Ishita? If you could just enlighten us on that. I don't know who all have read.
Ruben has read the book. Ishita has read the book. How did anything happen? Because in this movie, nothing really happens besides the fact that she stands for election and wins against Razia Bai.
No, there is something.
Right,
There is
right.
really something happening here. The dad doesn't take Ganga Jal because the name is Ganga. वो बोलती है एसटीडी कॉल पे कि तेरे नाम में गंगू था इसलिए. What the hell?
Oh, this is
अरे
when
मेरे को.
when
The best
give
is
people
वो
context.
टेलीफोन एग्जीक्यूटिव जो होते हैं ना.
Give people context. Wait. So I'm going to give context first. Gangu makes a call to her mother, and this is the STD call that they have made. Bolo.
She makes an STD call which is like around 2 minutes, and there are these constant
जल्दी फोन
reminders कि
जल्दी फोन
40
रखिए.
सेकंड 30 seconds बाकी एंड ऑल. और उसके
हाँ.
बीच में वो अपनी मम्मी से बात कर रही, तो मम्मी एक स्टॉप ले लेती है. देन शी इज लाइक कि 12 साल बाद फोन किया. आई थिंक दैट पॉज इज टू काउंट कि कितने साल बाद फोन किया. एंड देन शी इज लाइक कि मम्मी पापा कैसे, तो पापा तो चले गए. से बोला पापा ने तो,
ये आवाज पार्थ ने बहुत सही पकड़ी है यार, बहुत बढ़िया.
और ऐसे ही बात करती. आई थिंक इट्स शाहरुख मिक्स्ड विथ अरे तूने मुझे क्या बोल दिया है.
हाँ, like
So carry on back. Tell people about the call.
And then she's like, then after a point when she gets a alarming message that 30 seconds baki hai call pe, she starts abusing like a like वो कोई ऑफर बेच रही थी.
हाँ,
It's like,
actually.
अरे क्या करूं मैं, कैसे बोलूं 30 सेकंड में, उतने में ही 30 सेकंड चले गए.
ठीक है, बोल दूं.
ऐसे कैसे बोल दूं, पापा को कैसे बोल दूं. तो वो बोलेगी अरे पर मैडम वापस कॉल करके बोल दो 2 मिनट.
ठीक है, 12 साल कहानी सुनानी है तो 2 मिनट में थोड़ी सुनाएगी. Take more time, make more calls, invest more.
Okay, Ishita is saying the book was really good. Mafia Queens of Mumbai.
Stories
Stories
are
of
women.
various women.
Hmm.
And she like the book specifically say Nehru part is a rumor. No one knows the truth.
No one knows the truth. Okay. हाँ तो ठीक है, रूमर है तो डालेंगे ना, क्या हो गया, फिल्म में तो
Okay.
आएगा.
Now one
At
second.
least
Let's talk
Nehru
about.
existed. We didn't know if the other guy even existed or not. All over.
That way, a lot of people existed. Acha, now wait. I have to talk about her second love interest, Jim Sir. Okay,
Oh, please, yes. I have so many opinions about this.
go for it, Abbas.
Yes.
See, here's the thing, okay? Jim Sarb is a lot of things. What he isn't is a good Hindi speaker, okay? But Sanjay Leela Bhansali went one step further and was like, what if this bad Hindi speaker was an Urdu journalist? I mean, why would you do this? I am sorry, but why? It is just bad casting, and Sanjay Leela Bhansali is not a newcomer. He's been casting people since what 2-3 decades, and how can you take the most un-Urdu person and be like, no, I will make this into an Urdu person? No, he just comes across such a slapstick like comedy character in a movie. Like every time he opened his mouth, I was like, नहीं नहीं गंगू, ये तुम्हारे cause को और पीछे ले जा रहा है, मत hang out करो इसके साथ, वापस जाओ.
Agreed.
अगर ये उर्दू में ऐसे लिख रहा है तो नहीं होगा तुम्हारा कुछ भी. That was just bad.
Okay, my problem with this is that I think Jim Sarbh is a very attractive guy. But what did they do to him? I mean, he should sue Bhansali for what he made him into. I also.
You know what? When his name showed up, I was like, oh, Nehru is also in the movie. Maybe Jim Sarb played Nehru because Nehru was this anglicized, aquiline nose and anglicized man. I was like, no, why this person?
Ishita,
What
Jim was
so-
playing.
He was playing with our feelings.
Jim was
So with our feelings.
Jim got Bhansali
No, so-
played him.
Jim was playing this Urdu journalist who is also in love with Gangubai. Okay.
We
But-
repeat, Ishita, Urdu journalist, not Hindi. If he was Hindi, I was like, okay, a person who's still struggling to know. Let's make it even push the envelope and give him words that Jim Sarb has never spoken in his life
And will never speak after this film.
and will never speak after.
Okay, nobody's hair. Okay. Oh, now was Rocket Boys being shot at the same time as Gangubai? Because he looks like he's walked out of the Rocket Boys set into Gangubai. Okay.
No,
They've
no,
done
it
some-
was shot way back.
Oh, Pat knows because yeah, he's in.
Rocket Boys तो घर की बात है ना. Rocket Boys के बारे में कुछ मत बोलो.
नहीं
No,
बोलो
Rocket Boys was great. Rocket Boys was great.
यार.
Okay.
Because he wasn't speaking Urdu, guys. He was talking English.
Yeah,
में
just
बात कर
put
रहा
him in
था.
a rocket and send him to the moon. I'll believe that. I'm like, yes, such a person would discover a rocket. Such a person will not write revolutionary newspaper articles which will bring forth revolution. I'm like, no.
No, but
आइला
listen,
काजोल तूने तो बदनाम कर दिया मेरे को.
no, but my point is this. My point is this. Jim has never taken on a dialect. Okay, even in Made in Heaven, where he's supposed to be this North Indian Punjabi businessman. He sounds like he's living in Kolaba only.
Yeah, Kolaba
हाँ,
only.
because and also if you have seen this film Jim Sarb की संजू यार, एक तो संजू इतनी कोई खास फिल्म है नहीं, but if you see Jim Sarb in Sanju, he's trying on that lisp, uh, trying to give his character a trait, a specific characteristic, and he tries to lisp and he just hams. एक संजू मैंने तुमको बोला था, मैंने कहा जबरदस्ती बात कर ले चलेगा. Like the moment he comes on screen in Sanju, you feel like, oh my god, cringe, epic cringe.
I think he was best in Padmavati, where we weren't really supposed to know what he was, which dialect
What
he
what
had.
ha, what he is,
Padma,
where he
what?
comes from.
Padma,
What?
what?
Padmavat, yes.
Dude,
And
I want to
Padma
get
was,
this stream shut down, Kajol.
for, for Jim Sarb's look, was this guy the inspiration? I don't know what his name is. He was in Tarak Mehta. He is Abe.
Arey, he's still a better journalist. He's still a
He's-
better journalist
No, but
than Jim Sarbh.
no, but in the sense that that slick hair and this very like that
I
look
wish sex
was very.
workers were respected like Gangu. It didn't seem real towards the end.
Nothing
It
seemed
That's
real
true,
about
yes.
this movie.
seemed real about Gangubai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think, but
Jim Sarb is
you know, even
Jim
about
Sarab nahi hai. One
Jim
second, it's not
Sarb,
Jim
Jim
Sarb.
Sarb, yes. I
Jim
think he's
Sarb is
Parsi.
He's Parsi. He's
Yeah.
Parsi, yeah.
He's Parsi-est. He's not just Parsi.
Okay. Does anyone have any more aspects of the movie they want to discuss?
I
Go
just
for
felt
Pooja.
I just felt Alia Bhatt was a little too young to play this character. Too young. Like, not that she's not a good actor, she's a terrific actor, but I still feel you need that experience of a lifetime to play someone like Gangu, or probably a very deep rooted vision, or whatever you call it. I mean, like how you see life, a very deep vision for life. I think you
Yeah.
have to see a lot of life to play a character like Gangu, which
She didn't
clearly
bother getting into the character. She is playing a South Mumbai girl.
exactly, she's just playing a South Mumbai girl in a brothel.
Yes.
Plus, also, if you want, see, if you're talking
To
about
be fair,
female,
Kamatipura is in South Bombay.
मतलब इस रोल के लिए ना आपको तबू जैसी मैच्योरिटी का कोई एक्टर चाहिए, probably that's what I felt. Like
Yeah.
उस तरह
Which
का
part you were saying?
actor चाहिए.
but maybe, हाँ, but female gang lords के बारे में बात भी कर रहे, female gangsters. There were so many other stories that they could have spoken about. In fact, Kathiawad में there is one which I don't know if I should name on live, but if they research it, one of the best stories of a female mafia lord is in that land. You should talk about just because
We've
I
already
don't know
said
there were
Padmavati. We are already on
no
the
no no we're
radar.
not talking about no. So basically
Okay.
वही है कि सिर्फ वो करीम लाला से मिली एंड आई नो देयर वर स्ट्रगल्स एंड आई नो ही वांटेड टू स्पीक लाइक डिलीवर अ वेरी नुआंस स्टोरी जोक्स अपार्ट बट वो हुआ नहीं बिकॉज तुमको इंडल्ज ही नहीं हुए उस कैरेक्टर में तुम्हें पता ही नहीं था एंड आफ्टर अ पॉइंट यू स्टार्टेड everything became too caricaturish to even take it seriously. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like it's
Okay,
such a
someone
by
has
the
said
numbers cliche story that if without giving any context you went up to someone and was like write a story about a sex worker, वो यही लिखता कि वो
yeah
abusive
yeah
abusive माहौल में बड़ी हुई and then she is now inculcating what she went through, and when she spoke up for people there was another rival that came. It's just a very
So
thin plot
most,
which had no ups and downs.
but
very
most,
tropish very tropish मतलब
most,
ये बहुत ही नोन ट्रोप्स है सारे.
uh,
someone
I
just
just
said
want,
something very controversial, which I don't agree with. Someone just wrote in the comment section that I forgot the name, that Tabu isn't commercially viable.
yeah.
I think it's
You
just to
agree?
No,
instigate
I
you.
mean, as compared to Alia in 2022, yes, sure. I'm not denying that, but she would bring that gravitas to the role that is required.
Definitely, but
Yeah.
I feel
I
she's
think a
commercially.
Divya Datta, these are all good actors, who can actually crack these characters. But yeah, I
Mausam
think
was
what he
good.
wanted to say was कि Alia Bhatt wasn't the perfect
Definitely.
person to play it.
Okay, now one thing
Mausam,
about Alia Bhatt is there, she was definitely very beautiful. Okay, like I the camera was romancing her, and she's really
Uh-huh.
lovely to look at. She's
But
also
you know,
got a good screen presence. It was just not fitting this role.
hmm, the only time I think Gangubai comes alive on screen while I was watching on the theater, I think there are only two visuals I take back home from the whole movie. One is where this girl, the friend dies,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
know, and they are lying
Spoiler
together,
alert.
looking back at their lives. That was one
yeah,
visual that stayed with me. And second is the all the prostitutes decorating the dead friend.
yeah, that was very well done. That was
That
very
that
well
was
was
done.
very
very
well done. Yeah, yeah.
that scene just stayed with me. That was a scene which hit you. That was the scene which hit me. So I think only these two visuals, the chemistry between her and her friend, that was something which came out really well. I think Gangu और उसकी दोस्त का जो उनके the way they've seen the trials and tribulations of life and they went through shit together, वो दिखता है उनकी जर्नी में कि हाँ इन दोनों का बॉन्ड इतना स्ट्रांग हो सकता है बिकॉज इन दोनों ने बहुत साथ में एक लंबा सफर देखा है. So
Hmm.
that really comes out well. And plus, Bansali is extremely good at creating visuals. He's a craftsman at that. So that scene where the dead friend is just sitting with the eyes closed and everybody holding the hands and decorating her, that was pretty dark, man. I mean, वो screen पे भी मुझे ऐसा लगा कि wow ये क्या चल रहा है.
No, that's
It
beautiful.
trust Bansali to come up with some exceptional visuals. उसमें तो कोई शक ही नहीं है. He
But
creates
even
something.
even visuals wise, I thought the film looked very dull. I mean, as compared to when I think of Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam,
Maybe this
or
time,
even
yeah.
Sawarya is also whatever people think about it. I remember the colors and the visual of the film, but
नहीं पद्मावत बहुत
this was
खूबसूरत
just
थी.
some
पद्मावत
very
was visually
Acha
very
Padmavat
appealing.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, Padmavat was really.
For Radhe wants to know your views on Chameli. Does anyone remember and have any
I
views?
Yes,
don't
I
remember.
remember, but Kareena Kapoor again, not great.
Yeah, very
Somebody just,
Bollywood.
somebody just wrote in the comment section, Mausam was good because of Sharmila Tagore. Yes, you have to see
Yes, it was.
Mausam to know how to play a prostitute. It's a Gulzar film, and how Sharmila Tagore holds the beedi in her mouth and says, "Kya say it, jaldi aao" types.
Yeah.
The language she sort of captures, the body language she holds. I mean, वो सब उस film में वो कमाल का है. If you
Right now,
actually
Sankalp is like Rajiv Masan, but outside of his character.
Sankalp plays Rajiv
The way
Masan.
she
Hey,
holds
Sankalp,
But
the
even if
BD.
they
Oh,
were,
oh, oh.
Sankalp,
But
do
you
you
have
want
to see
to?
Mausam. You have to see Mausam to actually see a prostitute on screen, like how Sharmila
Right,
Tagore
right.
plays it.
yeah.
Okay. Does anyone feel Aishwarya Rai would have been a better suit for this movie?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I would say yes. Again, this role needed someone slightly older.
Okay.
हाँ वो है. I agree.
Earlier, just
Yeah,
feels a
Someone
little
older
too young.
definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
I think even Aishwarya has given her best performances with Bhansali.
Okay.
Devdas उसकी best
Oh
performance.
man,
Devdas
सीमा
was
पावा कैरेक्टर
The
yes.
वो
Seema
भी
Baba
कितना
character.
क्लीशे है कि वो बोल नहीं रही है पर वो जो एक मोमेंट जब आता है तो उसके और she starts speaking. I'm like please why?
But I think वही ये character थोड़ा अच्छा था film में सीमा पावा का. I felt this film needed a
कैरेक्टर ही
performance.
नहीं था. It was just she was just in the background.
Pooja.
I yeah.
Is Pooja
अलग ही अरे बोल रही हो यार सुन लो अब सुनो. So Seema Pava's character just before she's dying, okay, she has this conversation with who's that Seth, some Seth,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. The actor.
and she's coughing, she's sick, and she's like, I'm gonna go away soon, whatever.
He feels the pain
Yeah,
and passes away.
yeah. At that, she's enjoying the massage. It feels like for once she is enjoying a physical touch just before she
Yeah,
dies.
it did.
There
It
are
did.
For
there are
years serving others.
yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was a
that
good
was like a
Audience. Yeah. And
What
Pooja
did you
बोली okay.
सुना सकलेन
सुना ना तुम लोग पूजा को कुछ बोलो मत. पूजा एक डायलॉग मारते गंगूबाई टाइप्स कि बाल मेरे लाल है और जल तुम्हारी रही है and all, whatever. मिर्ची तुम्हें लग रही है.
तो मैं क्या करूं?
राइटर तो मैक्स
Oh, look.
Why?
Just like
Oh,
we need a animal certificate for this.
Masand is now Dharma employee. Yes, yes. He handles the
Oh
talent
really?
division.
Oh damn.
What is वो पूजा that was deep.
That was deep. Okay.
okay.
that's what he said.
Oh my god. Okay. Uh,
Even
Any
Vijay
more
Raz,
hot
I
takes on
felt
the movie?
Vijay Raz. Okay, does anybody want to comment on Vijay Raz?
Yeah, we
I
already
think
We
covered
Max
did
it.
wants
speak
to
about him, but you can give us your take.
Sorry.
We
We
spoke
already
about him,
spoke.
but
अच्छा,
you
ओके,
can
तो
give
मैं भी
us.
वही बोलना चाहता हूँ, हाँ अच्छा था.
I didn't find him good. Okay, I found the whole character very filmy. Like,
था तो फिल्मी, but again he didn't play it very stereotypically. He didn't become that stereotypical eunuch with clapping and those female sort of, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, traits. वो उतना नहीं. He was Vijay Raj in a different getup. Simple.
okay,
That's what I liked about. That's what I liked about the character. He didn't really make it caricaturish. He didn't add anything deliberately.
Yeah,
It was just Vijay Raj in a salwar suit or a
which is
sari.
what Jim Sarp should be. Just Jim Sarp in a different suit. Don't try and give him character.
What I liked about the movie was, despite the subject, it was not vulgar. Yes, yes, it
but it
wasn't.
was also not. It made prostitution in Kamatipura too clean. It made it like
Yeah, that's
something you
true.
just
Yes.
do every day.
It's like a Rose ka kaam hai 9 to 5 office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another film, I don't know how many of you've seen Salam Bombay, which was a film that Meera Nair made in the
Oh,
80s,
of course, it
where
was.
she
Yes.
cast
Awesome.
real girls who are
हाँ,
sold
उनके
in
साथ किया था.
Kamatipura
Yeah.
as actresses.
उस
And
फिल्म को देख
like
के डर लगता है. डर लगता है इन द सेंस, देख के
exactly,
लगता है कि उनकी लाइफ में ओफ, ये क्या लाइफ है.
Yes.
when you see those girls and they're literally kids, it really first it breaks your heart, and then it's like, oh my god, they are going through such horrible things at such a young
Yeah,
age.
and then you see people around their lives, like Nana Patekar is one character who has so many
Yeah,
girlfriends, and everybody thinks ये मेरा husband type का है, ये
yeah,
मेरा
yeah,
ध्यान रखता है, and he
yeah,
has no interest in anybody. That
yeah.
kind of a character in a brothel actually scares you कि यार इन लोगों की लाइफ में कोई मसीहा टाइप का कैरेक्टर है ही नहीं, नाना पाटेकर जैसे
Yeah.
लोग हैं. So that is
But
the kind
here
of
in this, Alia Bhatt enters wearing a Fab India sari, and you're like, oh, Kamatipura has fashion sense.
I mean, the movie starts in the most typical fashion कि
Yeah,
एक
most
लड़की आई
typical.
है और अब गंगू आई है स्लोमो में, और वो उसके हाथ दिखा रहे हैं, कभी चश्मा दिखा रहे हैं, देन गंगू पूरी आती है और वो स्टाइल से बीड़ी पीती हुई या जो भी दारू पीती हुई उसको बताती है कि देख यहाँ पर रह जा, मेरी कहानी सुन, एंड ऑल दैट. मतलब
मैं वही पूछ रहा हूँ, वो लड़की ने पूछा भी नहीं उसको कि तू
हाँ,
अपने बारे में बता. वो लड़की बेचारी अपने
वो बात
ट्रॉमा से
करिए.
गुजर रही है. वो उसके पहले, तेरे को मालूम है मैं किधर से आई? अरे बाबा, मेरे को पकड़ा है उसने, मेरे को लेके जा. अरे पहले सुन, अरे मेरे को इधर से बाहर निकाल दे.
बहन रुक जा, मैंने पूछा भी नहीं.
हाँ भाई, पानी पिला दे, कुछ तो कर. ये क्या है? तुमको मालूम है, इधर बैठ के प्रवचन देते. अरे यार,
So, in that scene, she offers this young girl 2 chocolates. One is supposed to be like a sweet, and one is supposed to be poison. And she's
Yeah,
like,
at that point I was like, oh, is this the Matrix? Like blue pill, red pill.
मुझे भी लगा रेड पिल ब्लू पिल.
right.
I don't know the historical accuracy of this, but they show her that if she feels a girl won't break, then she'd like send her back to her village and kind of like it's not with her consent. I don't think at 14 years of age it's with anyone's consent. So I don't know what point you're
Yeah.
trying to make.
Yeah.
हाँ,
No, I mean, if you sit
It was
down to talk
it was
about
preachy.
I mean,
No,
Sorry,
not,
sorry.
not even preachy. It's like, so let's take the Ajay Devgan character, for example, right? The implication that if a man rapes you, to get back at him, I'll go and take help of another man, and that man beats him up, and then that's a victory. Now he's my
Yeah.
Mojula Bhai, and
Yeah.
that is somehow seen as a heroic act. It's all very problematic. Like, if you let's even just keep the sanitized version of it aside, it's
Yeah.
just very quite problematic the way it's like. I mean, there is no. Uh, I don't know. The sincerity didn't come across. It was just like it's a. It sounds like a heroic story, so let's just make a very by the numbers cliche script
Yeah.
out of it and.
Yeah.
And in fact, to add to that, there was a point where Seema Pava said कि ये जब से भाई बनाया है, बहन बनाया है इसको, ये चढ़ गई है, ये अपना चलाती है and all of that. It kind of gives a message that she had this upper hand, which is why she was able to reach where she was, which
हाँ,
may
Nepo
be
kid.
true, but which may
And
be
the,
true, but that's probably not the only thing, right? ऐसे नहीं था उनका हाथ था सर पे तो सब कुछ कर लिया उसने.
and the writer
Not-
lost the opportunity to say that जब से इसको भाई बनाया, जब से इसको बहन बनाया, तब से ये यहाँ की भाई हो गई. That was like the perfect
ये डायलॉग था.
reverse line ना. मेरे
Oof.
को लग रहा है
Oof.
मैं लिखूंगा too.
Also, there
Tarun
was
is
a girl who marries the tailor's son. Why was she in a cage, and how long was she in a cage? In the
okay.
cage.
That's because she was in the cage for the day, for the night, because
Yeah.
they didn't want the saints going after her, so they used to give her opium and put her in a cage.
उन्हें दरिंदों से बचाने के लिए रखा था पिंजरे में. This one was for Sakre. What
There
was
was
his name?
controversy that in a show, Taylor's son forced himself on Gangu, but it has been shown romantically. Is that so?
Where I
Oh,
forgot.
मेरी
In the
जान
car.
song में, गाड़ी में.
Yeah.
हाँ, वो गाड़ी में थोड़ा अपने आप को फोर्स ही कर रहा था उसके ऊपर, but then of course Gangu sort of pushes him back and then tries love making her own style. Like,
हाथ सर पे फिर.
but you know, this was shown very beautifully in Bandit Queen. If you remember Bandit Queen, mein, because Phulan Devi was raped like some 20-30 times in one night, she has this phobia of
The
a
door
man
wala scene, right?
advancing towards her. And
She has this
when
phobia of what?
is this phobia of making love to somebody or of advances from a man, you know,
Physical proximity, yeah.
physical proximity. Yes, thank you. So what happens is Vikram Malla, the character who plays her love interest, he sort of is sort of making love to her, but she doesn't like it. She pushes him back because, of course, that brings back the memories of whenever men forced themselves on her, and she then pulls him by the hair and says that okay, we'll do it my way, and then makes love to him. So yeah, so this scene was sort of उसकी याद आई मेरे को ये scene देख के, because Gangu has the same what do you call that, fears.
Here.
I don't think she has fears. She calls the tailor's son her Raquel, which I felt was the most accurate dialogue in the movie. No,
Yeah.
because it's true. He's nothing compared to her. Like she has all the world experience.
Yeah. Hmm.
He's
And he's just a kid.
he's just a kid.
Yeah, but see,
Okay.
even in that, like, just I don't know. I haven't seen the scene how it was done because I don't know. But you're also stereotyping while you are trying to break stereotypes, right? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why do
movie,
you want to do? तो वही ना कि अगर if you are approaching a subject, you know that you're normalizing it, then normalize it. Don't contradict yourself by doing
हाँ,
all of that. ये रखेल
मतलब
भी
आपने
बोल
सारी
दिया,
एक्टिविटी
फिर
गंगू के
उसने वही
कैरेक्टर की.
हाँ. It was
हाँ,
not
आपने
about
सारी
गंगू.
एक्टिविटी
हाँ,
की है.
तो ऐसा कहीं पे नहीं लगा कि वो उस पूरे प्रोफेशन को थोड़ा नॉर्मलाइज करने को बोल रही है whatever, I don't know.
Okay.
Her
Night
family
Owl
already
says
opposed film as she was shown in film. In real life, it was not realistic.
Yeah.
the real Gangubai's family, they took an objection.
Okay. Yeah,
I think
they
everyone
opposed the film. They said that ये गलत तरीके से दिखाया है. But again, it
But
wasn't
most
really.
of it they have to take liberties, I guess.
हाँ, वो तो
Who are
लिबर्टी लेते ही
realistic.
हैं.
Okay. Any last words? I'm going to come across to each of you. Pooja, let's start with you. Your last thoughts on the movie or anything you want to add?
I mean, ठीक है, अब देख लिया गलती से, एक बार रिवाइज भी कर लिया. तो अब क्या ही बोलूं. I think the two scenes that Sankalp mentioned that they were very beautiful. I want to add one more to that. Somewhere in the beginning of the movie, इसको time में split करने को भी नहीं आ रहा है, but somewhere in the beginning where one of the girls is writing a letter to her mother or father, and she comes to Alia for help, कि she's educated. So then she starts dictating, and then everybody gets emotional, and each girl gives one line to the letter, if I remember this correctly. And it was like everyone is yearning to reach out to their families, but they know they can't because they will not be
Yeah,
accepted
that was
anymore.
nicely done.
So that was very touching.
Okay.
But
What did
otherwise,
you
I mean,
what did you think about that speech she gives at Azaz Maidan? Did that touch you in any way?
I
No,
say
and this is
I
such
say
a, again,
आ रहा है और फिर जा रहा है. Because there was
I
some
hate
fuck all dialogue there for
Yeah,
no
I
reason.
hate this
right.
trope
Like
in
this
Hindi
could have
films or
been
in
made
any film where a character is giving a speech on the mic and then they cut to the characters nodding like अब हमको हमारी गलती का एहसास हो रहा है. Literally never happens ever in real life. Hmm.
And also Jim Sir was there, which must have irritated the fuck out of
Yeah,
Abbas.
apparently he must have he wrote wrote the speech which he tears off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Did he vote
There
though?
is in
Bolo
that
Pooja.
speech scene, there is something where she asks the audience, "Aap mante hain ki nahi?" Something like that, and it cuts to the audience and to Jim Sarb, where Jim Sarb is also like, "Ha, mante hain," in a very it is so
The speech
fake.
was good in some parts. In some parts, it was
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
good. In there.
yeah,
which
yeah.
is
The
why
minority was happy, na Parsi. So.
Pooja, anything more you'd like to add?
नहीं यार मतलब गाने बढ़िया थे देखो गाने अच्छे लगे मेरी प्लेलिस्ट में है मजा आता है सुन के सुबह सुबह और नॉट एवरी सुबह बट या आई मीन अगेन इट्स
Yes, that I agree.
अवॉइडेबल
The songs were refreshing. At least cinema hall में सुनने में मजा आ रहा था.
Oh, you
उधर
went to the
सिनेमा हॉल
cinema
में
to see
देखने
it?
गया था.
Yeah, I watched it on the big screen.
Was it fairly full, the theater?
Yes, I think my take home from Gangu was it's still a very important film because it brought back the audience to the theaters.
Okay.
Like it
तो
actually
कोई भी फिल्म आती संकल्प तो जाते ही लोग.
नहीं यार,
ऐसे-
it had to be a big film. It had to be a beautiful film like a Bhansali film.
It was
जो
yeah,
visually
definitely it will look
पर
beautiful on big.
83 was I think अगर अच्छी entertaining engaging होती तो 83 में भी लोग I think 83 is when they started, right?
हाँ 83 is when they started, but again 83 उतना crowd नहीं लाई. I don't
तो
think so. I
स्पाइडरमैन
mean,
देखने
It
चले गए
became
But
like
that
a
was
boring.
also a very boring
लोग
film
Spider-Man
then.
देखने
Yeah.
Yeah,
चले गए.
boring it was. That's what I'm
Spider-Man
saying.
आई. उस वक्त
Okay.
स्पाइडरमैन
I
आई
don't
तो
know.
83 और स्पाइडरमैन में कंपटीशन था, बट गंगूबाई जब आई थी गंगूबाई वाज अनअपोज्ड एंड आई थिंक काफी बिजनेस किया उस फिल्म ने and काफी लोग गए देखने के लिए.
Okay. Abbas, let's come to you. What was your final takes on the movie?
And I just feel so disconnected with Bollywood right now. Like if this is the massive hit, critical acclaim, which everybody is applauding, like I didn't really find anything in the movie worth appreciating. So maybe there's something wrong with my taste.
Okay.
Like the two highest grossing Hindi films this year have been Suryavanshi, right? Suryavanshi and Gangubai. And I'm not interested in watching either of them. Gangubai I started watching with enthusiasm because I was like, okay, it's got so much acclaim, something must be in the movie. But throughout the film, I was like, there is nothing I'm liking in this. So I don't know.
Okay. And you have people agreeing
And
with
please don't make Jim Sarb anything other than Jim Sarb. Like my humble request to all
So he can be
filmmakers.
Homi Baba. Come on.
उर्दू टाइप
Make him any Parsi character, but don't make him, don't give him Urdu words that he cannot pronounce it ever.
बेचारे को उर्दू टाइम्स उर्दू बोलने में ही इतना
हाँ,
तकलीफ हो रहा था
उसको नेहरू
उर्दू
बनाओ.
टाइम
He has the face for it. Just put a Nehru cap on him, give him a kurta. He's Nehru. Why you want to make it?
Okay. Sankalp, your views on the movie.
My views on the film, I think उतना ही होगा यार. It could have been had it been a typical Bhansali film also, na, visual wise, like visually,
Yeah.
had it been a
Yeah.
typical Bhansali film, it would have still
Yeah.
been a more appealing film than what it was. I think
Yeah.
it required more beautiful visuals, not diyas in every scene, but something different maybe. But yeah, could have been much better visually. But I still love the whole feel of the film, that whole black and white tinge which is there throughout the film. It definitely differentiates. एक differentiating factor है कि ये एक अलग फिल्म है, इसका visual अलग है, इसका एक theme अलग है, इसका note अलग है, tone अलग है, सब कुछ अलग है. But apart from what I just took home Indra Tiwari. For me, the movie is, I mean, the discovery of the film. Indra Tiwari, the actor, Alia Bhatt's friend who dies.
Okay.
Oh.
For me, the take home was her and Seema Pawa, and definitely the songs. Songs were refreshing. Songs अच्छे थे. At least hall पे सुनने में मुझे तो बहुत मजे आए. But उसके बाद ऐसा, yeah.
Did that silent romance between her and the tailor, wasn't it carried on too long?
Was that
Carried on too long, that both of them were communicating in
In the
gestures?
car.
it was a
No,
cute
he's
scene.
from the balcony. From the balcony.
So the
and
cards.
I
अरे
think for
गुजराती है पूरा चाल तो खत्म करेगी ना वो जीतने का.
बट मुझे लगता है वो सीन वो उतना ही रखते ना उसके बीच में कि वो बस बैल्कनी टू बैल्कनी एक दूसरे के साथ रोमांस कर रहे हैं. प्रॉबेबली अगर वो वहीं पे भी रहता ना, वो मुझे ज्यादा
Yeah.
अच्छा लगता, बजाय इसके कि वो एक्चुअली उसके साथ रोमांस करने लग गई एंड वो डेट पे चली गई एंड वो एक बॉयफ्रेंड बन गया उसका. वो थोड़ा आई थिंक उस मूवी में जरूरत नहीं थी. प्रॉब्ली उतना ही दिखा देते कि यार एक लड़का है जो सामने रहता है एंड उसके बीच में और उसके बीच में एक सिग्नल साइन लैंग्वेज से बात होती रहती है. मे बी दैट वुड
Okay.
हैव बीन
फिर वो
अनरेपुटेड.
बर्फी हो जाती.
And I
तभी
think
आपने
that
सच्ची
was,
में ऐसा क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस कर डाला हाँ, पूरी पिक्चर का.
हाँ, बर्फी हो
ब्लैक एंड
जाती.
व्हाइट टिंज एंड ऐसे नहीं करते. अगर ऐसे करते
I
हाँ
mean,
मतलब
that
वो क्या,
itself.
बोलो
Go on,
पूजा.
सॉरी,
go on.
पूजा
नहीं
पूजा
नहीं हो
बोलो.
नहीं,
गया
नहीं.
हो गया, आई एम डन.
So
नहीं,
just to
संकल्प
add to
एंड में
that,
वो
this
तो बोल. आई एम गोइंग विथ 3.5 out of 5 फॉर
पूजा बोलो.
सॉरी पूजा
that
सॉरी.
balcony communication
या
would have itself been like a symbol of taboo love, right? It was taboo in
टैबू,
the sense
यस,
that जो
रोमांस
which वही इतना खींचने के बाद लास्ट में बोली वो कि कोई कोठे वाली तुम्हारे घर की बहू कैसे बन सकती है. So they had to reach there to show that it is taboo love, where they could have just ended it in the balcony.
Okay. Okay. But coming to you, your last views in the film.
तुम
मेरे
क्या
को
बोल
काजल क्या अच्छा लगा मालूम है. मेरे को उसकी साड़ी अच्छी लगी, सेट अच्छा लगा. अरे बट आई थिंक आई एम अ ह्यूज बंसाली फैन. सच में
या
मतलब
या
फॉर ऑल दीज
आई
मूवीज.
लव हिज विजुअल्स.
आई लव द ऑप्युलेंस. आई थिंक मूवीज लोग अभी भी ओटीटी में जाते हैं, बट आई थिंक मूवीज अभी भी लोग थिएटर में जाते हैं फॉर द एक्सपीरियंस. एंड आई थिंक
हाँ,
द एक्सपीरियंस दैट भंसाली गिव्स यू विद दैट
That's true.
विजुअल is
बैंग ऑन,
grand, you know.
बैंग.
So when you want to go watch movie and watch a Bhansali movie, अगर उसमें थोड़ा सा अच्छा story, like I have few points on Padmavat, but I would definitely Parth, please do Garba now. ये देख stereotype. We are talking about breaking stereotypes. कोई बोल रहा है गरबा खेलो, कोई हाँ मैं हर एक राउंड अबाउट पे गरबा खेलने लगता हूँ. What the fuck, गुजराती गरबा खेलो. क्या है ये? हाँ मैं so I think I agree with Abbas's point that Bollywood has I think it's time to say it better now. In fact, people are also saying time to say better stories. Jund, I think a lot of these fewer films that
Yeah.
were not talked about are such brilliant films. I saw Jund. I think we should definitely watch Jund. I remember it got overshadowed by, I don't know, the other film that I didn't see, Kashmir Files. But I think it needed to. What we need is a film like Jund, which makes a statement, and through a lot of, so ऐसी सारी films छुप जाती है because of this opulence and because of this over marketing whatever. So there are stories, but अभी तो I think the best time is कि शायद हम हर एक लैंग्वेज का सिनेमा देख सकते हैं ओटीटी पे. तो आई वुड रादर स्टिक टू ओटीटी टिल आई बिलीव दैट सम फिल्म्स गिव मी एक्सपीरियंस.
Okay, now this is a comment from Tarun. He says you guys must watch
सनी
uh,
का देखता है. ओके.
okay,
Hani kind of.
and Thar. They have similar tropes, could make a good serious review. All right.
Thar I tried yesterday, but I fell asleep. But it wasn't a binge part. Again, I was very tired, and it's a little slow.
Okay.
I thought
I
Thar
think
is branded solution content.
branded solution content meaning?
I think branded film थी कोई, मुझे ऐसा लगा. True Parth.
नहीं नहीं,
So
अनिल कपूर एंड हर्षवर्धन कपूर. Thar.
अच्छा वो अच्छा वो
हाँ, नेटफ्लिक्स पे जो आई है अभी.
okay. So now next
Dialogues
week
are done by Anurag Kashyap for that film. I did not know that.
for Thar.
Yes.
Okay.
One
Good look
second,
in the
Kajol.
हाँ,
What
बोलो.
are your closing statements on the movie?
Thank you. Thank you, Pooja. Okay. All in all, it was a delight looking at the entire set and looking at Alia Bhatt. You know, she is beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
She is beautiful. Like she's not Gangubai, but she's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't get into a character. It's just that because Jim Sir was in the second half, and I'm a Jim Sir fan, and then I had to remember him in this avatar of whatever they made him into.
Urdu times.
Urdu times. I was not happy. But overall, the movie was damn slow. Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that I could see it on
Yeah,
Netflix
the
and take a break.
movie just moves on this one tone pace एंड खत्म।
exactly.
वो एक सुर पे
Yeah.
शुरू होती है, उसी पे ही खत्म हो जाती है।
Yeah. And it doesn't really tell you much about Gangubai. It just tells you a lot about Alia Bhatt. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, next week, what we're going to do is, this is suggested by Parth, we're not going to watch a movie. We're going to watch a lot of trailers of movies we're never going to watch. Okay, so we're going to watch Thugger. We're going to watch
We're going to judge trailers now.
We're going to judge
Radhe
trailers.
Shyam.
Radhe Shyam, Prithviraj Chauhan. Okay,
ट्रेलर
please
रिव्यूज
just-
करेंगे।
हाँ,
छोटी
trailer
बच्ची हो क्या? I will watch.
Yeah, I'll watch
Nice.
Bagi 2, no? No, Heropanti 2 when it
Heropanti
comes.
Heropanti. Yeah,
ऐसे
yeah.
यूनिवर्स
watch.
I think we should watch. We should watch some interesting, like other. Now we don't call it regional, but Indian other language films के trailers also. They're very interesting.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so drop a list and we will do it. Hopefully, we will have everyone in one place with no sleeping and no
Yes.
technical difficulties. But anyways, it's been really good. Thank you guys for staying on, the audience
Thank
as
you.
well. And
Thank you.
let's say good night.
Thank you,
Good
Bye.
night.
guys.
Thanks for having us, Kajol. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Kajal. Just want to say that ये stream उल्टा देखना तो उर्दू में दिख जाएगी आप.
On that note, I'm shutting it off. Good night, guys.